It was a very good game. At times, we played decent football. Our defence played incredibly. They really did. By the two slip-ups that cost us the two goals, I genuinely thought that our defence was the best part of our game. Damien Delaney was a rock for the whole entire 120 minutes. Until he got injured, Scotty Dan he was bossing it. He really, really was. He was just on top of everything. Joel Ward, apart from a few slip-ups, he had a very, very tidy game. But one of my men of the match had to be Pape Soiree. He was bossing that line. He really was. He was up and down that wing. He was showing wingers how to do it. He was showing the defenders how to do it. It was just incredible. Some of the balls he was taking off of the players was just incredible. He got one right in the face in the first, I think, 20 minutes. And he just kind of got up and was just like, yeah, all right. Is that all you got? It was just awesome. But yeah, no, Pape Soiree, my defender, definitely my defender of the match. I don't think anyone from the United team come close to him in the game either. Onto the midfield, Jedinak and Kabay together. Oh, it's like Steven Gerrard and Frank Lampard for England. They're both the same player. Kabay is a little bit smaller, doesn't push people off the ball as much, but they just can't work together. They really can't. And to be quite honest with you, I was really, really happy to sign Kabay, but I'd take Jedinak all day long. In my personal opinion, I really would. Yohan Kabay is a brilliant player, but we've already got someone who plays his position. We've got Mile Jedinak. Why would we need anyone else? They both played all right. I think Jedinak had a great game. Kabay had a few bits of inspirational football, but nothing to really, to cheer about. Wilf on one side, he had a hit and miss game, which really, really annoys me. Instead of shooting, he would try and take it into the box and try and get a penalty and go down a bit too easily. Wasn't saying he was diving, but he'd feel a little bit of a touch and go down. It's just like, you've got the opportunity to smash it at goal. It's just ridiculous. And then when he does shoot at goal, it should have been a pass. It was, I think it was just before they scored the second goal, just after they scored the second goal, in extra time. He takes a shot from basically the edge of the 18-yard box when he had Jason Puncheon running in and Dwight Gale running in. Why? Cross the ball, no one was marking anyone, a little through ball, curl ball to the penalty spot, someone would have been there. But no, he wants to go for glory. I understand. He's Palace through and through, same as Jason Puncheon. But that's not the point. You shouldn't be trying to go for glory against your old club. That, in my personal opinion, you really shouldn't. But he had a good game. He was better than Yala. I've been trying to compare them all season, thinking, both of them together, absolutely fantastic. When one's out, the other one steps his game up. And I think Wilf stepped his game up today because I didn't see Balassi until extra time. He had a few decent moments in the first half, and I think he just stayed in the changing rooms until extra time. I can't remember him doing anything remotely good in the second half. A lot of people around me were saying that in the ground, that what's Balassi doing? He was just walking everywhere. He wasn't chasing after people. He wasn't chasing after the ball. That could be down to that this is like the 50th game he's played this season, as well as playing for the Congo. But he didn't look like he wanted to play today. Of Saturday, he really didn't. But in extra time, he shut up. it was just like everywhere. So I don't know. I don't know what was in his mind, but in extra time, I saw Yannick Bolasie more than I did in the whole game. Basically, for the first 90 minutes, I probably saw him on the ball 10, 15 times. In extra time, he was on the ball 10, 15 times. You know what I mean? Like, that's a third of the game that we've already just watched. James McArthur, he was on something. He was off. He was tackling people. He was running after the ball. He was just trying to shut down De Gea. Everything. It was just there. Every time the ball was at someone's foot, it was probably James McArthur. I haven't been a massive fan of his. He's starting to grow on me, but he definitely showed that he wants to be at Palace. Just in that final, it really did. He had a really good game. Puncheon. What can I say about Puncheon? He only played the last 15, 20 minutes of the second half as well as extra time, but he was my midfielder of the match. He really was. He was just everywhere. Beginning of the season, I was slating him. He didn't turn up. He wasn't playing the first half of the season. When we were doing well, you didn't notice him. When we're not doing well, you do notice him. I'm not saying that he's a bad player at all. I love Jason Puncheon to pieces. But at the beginning of the season, you just didn't see him. You just didn't see him. And I think his season started again when he scored that goal against Norwich. That's the first time I've seen him play with absolute passion this season, was against Norwich when we won 1-0 when he scored that goal, and his celebration showed how much he loves his club. And he brought that on from Norwich to the FA Cup final. He really did. He was hurt that he didn't get to start for his boyhood club. He come on and made an impact. He really made an impact. He was crossing balls left, right and centre. It was at people's feet. It wasn't a terrible pass. It was good. It was really good. And then that goal, amazing. As you saw in this, that was brilliant. I genuinely thought he was offside until I saw it back on telly yesterday. And wow, that first touch he had was possibly the greatest touch he would have ever had in his life. How often do you just see someone take it down? It was just a dead touch, absolute dead touch, and then smash it in the back of the net past possibly one of the top 5 goalkeepers in the world. I'd say De Gea is top 5 easily. And that sent us absolutely ballistic. But yeah, Puncheon definitely my midfielder in a match. Onto the attack. Connor Wickham. Connor fucking Wickham. I have hated him since we bought him. I really have. When he scored the winning goal at the semis, I clapped a little bit and went back to hating him. I really did. I don't see why we spent 9 million on him. I really don't. He's injury prone. He hasn't proved himself. He proved himself at a team called Sunderland. Whoa. I mean, he scored a few goals for Sunderland. So what? He impresses me on games. He really, really disappoints me other games. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about Connor Wickham. But the FA Cup final, he worked his bollocks off. He really worked his bollocks off. Every time he had the ball, he was holding play up, but no one was around him to pass to, which isn't his fault. He was trying. He really was. He was up for every ball, and he was basically winning every single ball. that goal he should have scored. It was perfectly fine. If the ref had decided to let him carry on, we'd have been 1-0 up. Easy. That's how it works. But he played a great game until he went off. I actually can't fault him. A couple of bad passes maybe are the only bit of fault that I have against Connor Wickham. But no, he had a really good game, and that pains me to say that, but he did. He had a really good game, and then he goes off for Dwight Gale, who, in my opinion, should have come on a lot sooner. If he'd have come on a lot sooner, it would have been a completely different game. United wouldn't have known what to do with him, because we'd have had Wilf on one side, Yala on the other, and Gale up front. You just don't know what to do with those three. If he'd have come on in the hour mark instead of the 70th minute, it would have been a lot more fun to watch. Because I think that there would have been a few more goals. The leap on Dwight Gale is outstanding. He's like 5 foot something. Mid 5 foot, a little bit average, like 5'7", 5'8", and he was out jumping Fellaini and Chris Smalling. I'm like, how does that work out? How? I was standing there amazed. Just the leap on him is ridiculous. He was getting up and winning headers against players that are 6 foot plus, like Chris Smalling and Fellaini. How does he do that? I was really impressed with Dwight. We should have had more game time up until the extra time. But when it was extra time, it was just, he wanted the ball so much, he was running back to midfield to grab it. He was running back to defence to grab it, just to fucking have the ball at his feet. But he had a really good game when he came on. But Connor Wickham's probably my attacker of the match. Wayne Hennessy. We'll go back to Wayno. The first goal wasn't his fault. It really wasn't. He had that covered. It deflected off of Joel's leg, went for his leg, went in. Nothing he can do about it. The second goal, on the other hand, the game-winning goal from Jesse Lingard, that was his fault, unfortunately. He passes the ball out to the defender passes it back. He kicks it really low, really bad clearance. And there we go. They're on the attack, and the ball lands at Jesse Lingard's foot, and he scores an absolute screamer. He could have done nothing. No keeper in the world would have saved that. But it all started from a mistake, which, it happens. It's football. It happens. I'm not going to slate Wayne Hennessy for that at all. I really ain't. But if that clearance was a tad better, maybe an inch higher, maybe an inch lower, you know what I mean? Anything could happen. It was just a really bad clearance. But the goal itself was just, it was unstoppable. It really was unstoppable. But I genuinely thought our team played really well. It sucks to lose in the FA Cup final, but it happens. It completely happens. Look at Man City a few years ago when they lost to Wigan. Wigan's team just, you knew 2 players. You knew 1 or 2 players, and that's because they played in the Prem for a season or 2. Man City, they had a full squad of champions, basically. And they lose. It's just one of them things. It could be your day, it could not be your day. And the FA Cup final this year just wasn't our day. It happens. Now, before I forget, Mark Clattenburg, don't ever show your face at Selhurst again, you useless piece of shit. You're supposed to be our top referee. Well, I didn't see that in the FA Cup final. 3 times You could have played advantage. Third time, all right, it may not have been a goal scoring opportunity. But for fuck's sake, mate, everyone in that stadium, United fans said you had a shit game and that we should have scored when Connor Wickham scored that goal. But no, you want to bring it back and book Smalling. All right, I understand that. But could you have not thought, oh, I'm going to see how this goes out and then bring it back? And if there is no advantage and he kicks it wide, then it's a goal kick and I'll still book Smalling. Why could you not have done that? And then 10 minutes later, you do it again. You do it again. Exactly the same thing. A bit of tugging. Joel Ward's off. He was outpacing him. And you pull it back to book him again. Are you having a fucking laugh? He was in the box and you blow the whistle. That's twice. That could have been 2-0. And that could have been us having a party. But no. You decide to do something fucking stupid, pull it back again. The third time, Suarez gets cleanly taken out. Fair play. But the ball was at Yannick Bolassi's feet on the edge of the box. Really? Are you fucking stupid? You stupid mug. Do not show your face at Selhurst because you ain't getting out of there alive, basically, mate. It ain't happening. You're a mug. And you think you're the best ref in England. Don't think so, pal. Fuck off back to League 2, you mug.